Welcome to this video. We will continue our discussion on the MMF of air gap. So in the previous video, we have defined a parameter known as gap contraction factor for slots. So it is the ratio of reluctance of air gap with the slotted armature to reluctance of air gap with the smooth armature. And we have derived the expression for kgs, and it is ys by ys minus kcs into ws. So if you observe this expression, you can see that denominator is less compared to the numerator, and kgs is obviously greater than 1. Okay, so the reluctance, so it implies reluctance of air gap with the slotted armature is always greater than reluctance with a smooth armature. Since this ratio is greater than 1, the reluctance for slotted armature will be always greater than reluctance of air gap with the smooth armature. And we have seen another factor, gap contraction factor for ducts, kgd, and it is the ratio of reluctance of air gap with the ducts to reluctance of air gap without ducts. And this also we derived. It is L divided by L minus kcd nd into wd. So here also you can see the denominator is less compared to the numerator, and obviously kgd is greater than 1. So you can conclude that reluctance of air gap with the ducts will be always greater than that without ducts. And then we defined total gap contraction factor. So total gap contraction factor is the ratio of reluctance of air gap for slotted armature with the ducts to reluctance of air gap for smooth armature without ducts. And it was shown to be equal to the product of the previous two factors, kgs and kgd. So the total gap contraction factor is kgs into kgd, and kgs is greater than 1. We have seen that kgd is always also greater than 1, so kg is greater than 1. So basically reluctance of air gap with a slotted armature with ducts will be greater than that of smooth armature without ducts. So when the reluctance is more, for the same air gap flux you need more MMF. So MMF requirement for air gap with the slotted armature with ducts will be more by a factor kg. So it is equal to kg times the MMF required for air gap with the smooth armature without ducts. Okay, so MMF requirement is kg times that of a smooth armature without ducts in the case of a slotted armature with ducts. So we are going into the derivation of MMF for air gap. So we will start with this step, MMF per meter length of air gap. So what is MMF per meter? Unit of MMF is ampere turns, and ampere turns per meter is nothing but magnetic field intensity, because you know H is equal to Ni by L. So it is ampere turns per length. So MMF per meter of air gap is the magnetic field intensity in the air gap, and magnetic field intensity can be expressed as B by mu 0, where B is the magnetic flux density and mu 0 is the permeability of air, since we are dealing with air gap. So value of mu 0 I have substituted here, 4 pi into 10 raised to minus 7. So if you simplify this, you will get it as 800,000 times flux density B, 800,000 into B. So the MMF per meter length is this quantity. So if you multiply it by the air gap length, you will get the MMF for air gap with the length Lg. So MMF requirement for air gap with the length Lg will be 800,000 B into Lg. This is for smooth armature. Okay, now if we are considering slotted armature, then your MMF requirement is increased by a factor kg that we have seen just now. So MMF requirement for air gap having length Lg with slotting and ducts will be kg times more, because the reluctance is increased by a factor kg. So kg into MMF without ducts and smooth armature. So it is kg into this quantity. So it is 800,000 into kg B Lg. So we can rearrange it like this. So this quantity kg into Lg is denoted as Lgs. So I have written it here, 800,000 B into LGS. So it means if you compare this expression with the expression for MMF with the smooth armature, for smooth armature it was 800,000 B into LG. Now it is for slotted armature it is 800,000 B into LGS. So air gap, this is the new or effective air gap length. So effective air gap length is kg into Lg, and we have seen that kg is greater than 1. So obviously LGS is greater than Lg. So what is the effect of slotting? The length of air gap is increased by kg times. It is not a physical increase in the dimension of air gap, it is effect of slotting. Effectively the air gap length is now increased by a factor kg. So kg is also called gap expansion factor in this context. Previously we called kg as total gap contraction factor, and in this particular context you can call it as gap expansion factor, because air gap length is expanded by this parameter factor kg. Now we will see what is the effect on air gap area due to this slotting and ducts. So the MMF requirement with slotting and ducts is 800,000 kg into B into Lg, and B is the flux density. Flux density is flux per pole divided by area of air gap under one pole. It is Ag, denoted by Ag. So I can rearrange it like this. This kg is brought to the denominator, so it is 5 divided by Ag by kg, and this quantity Ag by kg is denoted as Ag dash. So the expression becomes 800,000 into 5 by Ag dash into Lg. So Ag dash is Ag by kg, and we already have seen kg is greater than 1. So Ag dash is Ag divided by a number greater than 1. Okay. So this is greater than 1. So Ag dash is less than Ag. So what is the effect? Air gap, effective gap area is now reduced. So that is the effect of slotting. Previously we have seen effective air gap length has increased by a factor kg. Now effective air gap area is decreased by a factor kg. So we can calculate Ag like this: air gap area under one pole, area of air gap per pole. So suppose this is I have shown one pole and armature here. So suppose S is the total number of slots and we have P poles. Then the number of slots coming under one pole will be S by P. Okay, so area of air gap can be calculated like this: S by P is the number of slots coming under one pole. Then you multiply it by slot pitch, distance between the midpoints of two adjacent slots. So or between two adjacent teeth, you can multiply it by slot pitch. So number of slots into slot pitch, you will get this total length under one pole. Then take the core length, multiply it by the core length of the core, this dimension. So we have drawn the diagram before. So if you multiply this two dimensions, you will get the area under one pole. So S by P into the slot pitch is Ys. So Ys into L, you will get Ys into L, S by P into Ys into L, you will get the value of Ag. So Ag is S by P into Ys into L, and Ag dash we have seen it is Ag by kg. So I have substituted the value of kg here. Kg we have derived in the previous video. It is Ys by Ys dash into L by L dash. So that is substituted here. So if you cancel Ys and L, you will get S by P into Ys dash into L dash. So from here also you can see that Ag dash will be less compared to Ag, because Ys is replaced by a lesser value Ys dash, and L is replaced by a lesser value L dash. So effectively Ag dash will be less compared to Ag. Okay, so the effect of slotting is a contraction in the gap area by a factor of kg. Then The third challenge that we have seen in the introduction was the how to handle saliency. So now you will see how that is accounted. So this is the flux density distribution under one pole if we are using salient poles. So it has a shape like this. So you can clearly see that under one pole pitch flux density is not a constant value. So you have a peak value Bg and the average value of this distribution is B average, PAV. So the MMF required for air gap of salient pole machines is calculated by this 800,000 into kg into Bg Lg. What is Bg? Bg is the peak value of flux density under the midpoint of the pole. Okay, this is the peak value of flux density Bg. But usually we will have B average with us. B average value will be known to us. B average is the average flux density in the air gap. Average flux density in the air gap is nothing but flux per pole divided by area under one pole. So flux per pole is say phi, then area under one pole is pi dl by p. Pi dl is the total circumferential area, then divided by number of poles you will get area under one pole, where d is the diameter of the core and l is the length of the core. So p phi by pi dl is the average gap density. So B average will be known to us, P phi by pi dl. Then how we will calculate Bg? So an empirical relation is used for that. Bg and B average are related by this. Bg is B average by field form factor Kf. The field form factor is given by this ratio, pole arc by pole pitch. So using this you can calculate Bg from B average and you can substitute it back here in this expression. 800,000 kg Bg Lg, you will get the MMF requirement for air gap. Now to illustrate these factors, how to use these terms, we will solve two problems. So this is the first problem. So the stator of a machine has a smooth surface, but its rotor has open type of slots with a slot width equal to tooth width, and that is 12 mm, and the length of the air gap is 2 mm. So slot width and tooth width are equal, and it is equal to 12 mm, and air gap length is 2 mm. Find the effective length of air gap if the Carter's coefficient is given by Kc is equal to 1 by 1 plus 5 Lg by Ws, and it is given that there are no radial ducts. Okay, here Carter's expression for Carter's coefficient is directly given. In some problems this may not be given, so you have to remember this empirical relation for Carter's coefficient for slots. So we will first calculate gap contraction factor for slots, KGS. So KGS is Ys by Ys minus KCS into Ws. So what is KCS? KCS is given by this empirical relation where length of air gap is 2 mm and slot width is 12 mm. So if you substitute the values, you will get KCS as 0.545. And what is Ys? Ys is slot pitch, and slot pitch is slot width plus tooth width, Ws plus Wt, and both are 12 mm. So it is 24 mm. So if you substitute these values, Ys is 24 mm and KCS is 0.545, Ws is 12 mm, you will get the value of gap contraction factor 1.37. Gap contraction factor for slots. Now it is mentioned that there are no ducts, so gap contraction factor for ducts will be 1 because there are no ducts. So the total gap contraction factor is product of the above, KGS and KGD. So it is 1.37 into 1, so it is 1.37, and we have derived the expression for effective air gap length. It is kg into Lg. So kg is 1.37, Lg is 2, so we will get 2.74 mm as the effective air gap length. Physically the air gap length is only 2 mm, but due to slotting the effective air gap length is 2.74 mm. So the reluctance is more since the length of air gap is increased. Now second problem, calculate the MMF required for the air gap of a machine having core length equal to 0.32 meter including 4 ducts. So there are ducts. In the previous problem, there were no ducts. 10 mm each. Ducts width of one duct is 10 mm. Pole arc is 0.19 meter. Slot pitch is given. Slot opening is given. Air gap length is given. Flux per pole is 52 milliweber. Carter's coefficient is 0.18 for opening by gap equal to 1, and it is 0.28 for opening by gap equal to 2. So we have given two values for Carter's coefficient. So we have to calculate the Carter's coefficient for slots and Carter's coefficient for ducts. Whether it is 0.18 or 0.28, we have to determine using this information. Opening by gap is equal to 1, then it is 0.18, and if opening by gap is 2, then it is 0.28. So first we can consider the effect of slotting. So first you calculate the slot opening by gap length. So slot opening is given as 5 mm and air gap length is also 5 mm. So it is opening by gap ratio is 5 mm by 5 mm, it is 1. So for 1 opening by gap 1, we have Carter's coefficient 0.18. That is not given. So Carter's coefficient is 0.18 for the first case. Then gap contraction factor for slots is kgs. Kgs is ys by ys minus kcs into ws. So ys is 65.4 mm. It is given here. Slot pitch ys is 65.4 mm divided by 65.4 minus kcs is 0.18, ws is 5 mm. Slot width is 5 mm. If you do the computation, you will get the gap contraction factor for slots as 1.014. Now we will consider the second case with the ducts. So calculate the opening by gap ratio. So it is duct width by gap length. Duct width is 10 mm. There are 4 ducts with 10 mm width. So opening is 10 and gap length is air gap length is 5 mm. So 10 by 5 it is 2. So opening by gap ratio is 2. So the Carter's coefficient is 0.28 for ducts. So it is KCD is 0.28. So gap contraction factor, we have the expression L by L minus KCD ND into WD. So if you do the substitution, you will get 1.036. So the total gap contraction factor is product of KGS and KGD. So that is 1.05. 1.014 into 1.036. Now we can calculate the flux density under the pole. So Bg is flux per pole by flux by area. So area is pole arc into core length. So the values are given. Flux per pole is 52 milliweber. It is given in the question. Flux per pole is 52 milliweber. Pole arc is 0.19 meter and core length is 0.32 meter. So pole arc into core length, you will get the area under one pole. Then flux under one pole. Flux per pole is 52 milliweber. So if you do the substitution, you will get it as 0.854 Weber per meter square. Weber per meter square. So the MMF requirement is, now we have all the values for the expression. Kg is available, Bg is there, Lg is there. So substitute it. Kg is 1.05, Bg is 0.854, Lg is 5 mm. So you will get the MMF required for air gap.